Hello all, this is the fourth and final video for storefront and curtain wall. We're going to be going over the relationship with the money tab over here. So to just get this out of the way, I'm going to demonstrate this. I did touch upon it in a previous video. These are all the same and they all pull from the same area, which is right here. So you can name this whatever you want because it has the grading behind it. You can put a swing stage here. You can customize any of these values as you see fit. All right. So if I put in here FG, there it is, FG on all the utilities. All right. 1 month is going to be the value drawn from it, marked up and taxed. All right. So just be aware of that. I'm going to get rid of the silly FG. Okay. So moving on, this is potentially a interesting video because it gets into the formulas that are used in Excel, and it gets into dependent drop-down lists, ranges, formulas such as match or count if or VLOOKUP, stuff like that. If that interests you, this is a good place to start. So how do we change what shows up in this drop-down list? If we choose Connier, it'll return Connier systems. If you change to Oldcastle, it'll return Oldcastle systems. So that is drawing from here. All right. So these are the, if you zoom out far enough, sorry, it gets a little funky here. If you zoom out far enough, it'll show you the named ranges, right? So you are concerned with exterior storefront, interior storefront, exterior curtain wall, and interior curtain wall. So SF1 and 2, SF3, curtain wall 1 and 2, and curtain wall 3. So from there, you will pull from here. These are just your data sets, basically. So on every one of them, it's going to look at the manufacturer. As long as there is a 1 aside it, it will show up in the dropdown. So we're going to add Arcadia with a 1. Keep this as 1 because that's a reference point. Don't change that. So Arcadia will now show up in every one of the drop-downs. So I just pick a random one. There's Arcadia. You can choose it. Now, over here, it's not going to return anything because we don't have anything in for Arcadia interior curtain wall. That's where we are. We're on curtain wall 3 over here. All right. So this pulls from curtain wall interior. So I'm just going to clear it. Well, all right. I had already done this before. So we're going to go to interior storefront and see that Arcadia is there, and it'll return these numbers. So SF, SF3, and I had already done this and screwed up the video before. But Arcadia is in the drop-down, and it'll return because there is a value in interior storefront. It will not do so here because there is no return in Arcadia. See that? And so the next idea here is to, we're going to be adding a storefront system to Connier. So we're going to go to exterior storefront. We're going to get these 3, copy, go down to the next, insert, shift cells down. All right. Now we have this twice, but we're going to replace it and demonstrate what is actually going. So I'm going to say longhand and shorthand. All right. So longhand is what actually shows up on the proposal. If I were to come over here, we have here Connier. Now longhand is going to show up at the end. It's just listed how you list them there. So there's longhand, and this will show up on the proposal as cornea longhand, class 2 clear anodized and 10-year warranty, da da. Then the shorthand over here is what you are inputting as your abridged representation of the chosen system as opposed to the explanation, da da. So this is just for your own viewing pleasure to know what you're actually figuring. So you're figuring your cornea shorthand. All right. So that's how you add. Things to avoid: spaces or putting cornea down at the bottom. All right. You want to keep them. You want to keep your house in order here. So that's the way to do it. Copy, insert, and then put them where you want. So here you just go right click and delete. Shift cells up. Now that longhand no longer shows. So once again, you want to copy this verbatim over here, because when it's looking it up, if there's a space at the end or anything silly, it won't return anything. So the best idea is to, pick a color, copy, paste, and then write in whatever your system is and whatever your shorthand is. And copy this, and go on down. Paste the values, and then whatever you add, it will return. All right. So that is the idea of adding systems and understanding where they are going. Okay, so that speaks for the first two on any given pane. Now, as these are grouped as well, and they're basically established the same way. So as you can see here, we have class 2 clear, class 2 or class 1 clear, clear anodized. So if you choose this, it'll return 2, 5, or 10. And I'll show you why it does that in a second. If you choose 3 coat, it'll return 5, 10, and 20. All right. So the way that is established is by way of X finish over here, which probably should be over here, but X finish and X year are connected. So the same idea with X finish. Now I brought this up over here. This is cool. So equals offset match, X finish and count if are all formulas and ranges. So this range is called X finish. I just want to demonstrate that putting a 0 smack dab in the middle, 3 coat standard powder coat. Okay, so that's this one here. Now, I don't think it'll work if you just do a 0. Right, it screws it up. So it got rid of champagne anodized. So I'm demonstrating that you can't just smack dab put a 0 in there. You can put zeros on the edges. See how class 2 got gone? And you can put a 0, at the beginning or the end, or continuous. So you can go 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 all the way down. But if you do a space, it'll screw it up. All right. So if you want to eliminate these, the best way to do it is cut. Right click, insert. Now it doesn't ask you if it shifts up or down because you're cutting as opposed to deleting. You'll get an idea of the difference between cutting and copying and inserting and deleting. So anyway, let's just make all these ones again. And now class 1 and class 2 are going to be at the bottom of the list. All right, so these lists don't matter. It can be at the top of this list and the bottom of that one. So this is basically just a data reference. It doesn't have to be in order. So the function here is 3 coat standard. I'll go down here, class 2 clear anodized. Now, the change that you're making is you don't want to do a class 2 clear with a 10-year warranty. You want to basically stay at 2 or 5. So you come up here and you want to get rid of the 10. You can either cut and that's just 2 or 5. Or you can delete. So shifting cells up effectively changes the range I'm just trying to give you an idea what actually happens. So the range used to go to 140, and now the range only goes to 139 because you deleted it and shifted it up. So just understand the differences there. Just two ways to kind of do the same thing. But there's enough room in here to put anything you want, and the formulas act in such a way that you don't have to concern yourself with all of the values in the range, all the blanks. So just to show you what these ranges look like, here's what we're dealing with. We have X, current mobile manufacturers, that one. X, and there's a lot of ranges. It's kind of ridiculous. So there's the system there. Okay, so just get an idea of how long you have in there, and you are good to go. Sorry, I'm getting a little off topic here, but that's the idea of there's VLOOKUP right there. So that is it. I hope you learned from that, and that is how you add to your drop-down lists and you customize them. Thank you for watching.